What's going on, everybody? How y'all feel, man? You tuned in to another great episode of the Male Translations Podcast, where we break down the difference of what men say and women hear, giving men a voice, giving women insight on relationships. The men's voice when it comes to relationships, man. You in here, man, is with your band, Clarence Brown, certified life coach, relationship coach, and I'm in here with my guy, Pastor Doja. Pastor Doja's in the building. What's happening, man? How you feeling tonight, brother?
Making it, man. Just making it, man. You know, winding down. I want to finish this year strong, still supporting Black love. Count down the days as always.
Man, listen, I'm over here like how many days we got? Like
18.
I tell you, man. You living on penitentiary time, man. Y'all got to come get your man. Get your man.
Penitentiary time. People say, hey, boy, I got 17 in the wake up, cuz.
17 in the wake up?
Wake up. I mean, like 17 days and one wake up. I mean, even in the morning, like that's jail time. Y'all saying one wake up. You know what I'm saying?
This man.
I'm telling you, I just put y'all down out there. Everybody out there.
Yeah. All the civilians who ain't never been, through nothing.
Yes, stay out of there.
For sure. But yeah, man, tonight, man, we want to chalk it up on something again that I've been seeing is some kind of breaking news I wanted to talk about, man. I don't know if a lot of y'all out there might have seen, man, the article kind of broke last week. Wanted to talk about, man, this situation in Atlanta where you're getting some Black women getting some money in 2022, right? I believe in Atlanta, they're not even just Atlanta, but Georgia as a state, they're doing an initiative where they're giving women $850 every month, just for no reason. Just hey, Black women, we want to make sure we give y'all something to ease your bills and overall mental health. Yeah. So basically, the Black women are getting this money, and everybody's asking, okay, why is the Black women who are being chosen as the ones to just get $850? Hey, help you with whatever you need. And nobody else. First question was, how do you even determine who all you're gonna give this money to? But in the end, I wanted to talk about it because it seems like this is something where you have a lot of situations where I know you mentioned to me, we was talking how even in the past with with some of the welfare and the benefits women were getting back in the day, how it was affecting having a man in the house, having a actual family that was gonna risk what you was getting. That was, a lot of women, used to say, hey, listen, you can't keep your clothes over here. You can't keep your toothbrush. They come check and pop up. And next thing you know, it's shoes and it's, some Timbs over here. And it's clearly a size I don't wear. All of these things, signs and indications that somebody else has been living here. Somebody else been through here, this and that and the third. And that was going to put women at risk of losing. So now I'm saying to myself, from conversations I had with guys and women, I'm seeing the difference in the thought process. Men saying to themselves, hey, you know what? This is another way to try to separate us as a family and separate Black households. And, how we supposed to ever have Black wealth when ultimately you don't have, Black men and Black women being in the same house, all because of this incentive to almost stay separated.
Yep.
So I wanted to talk about it. I feel like, man, when it comes to, how we think about today and the temperature we in, one of the main things that women always talk about, men supposed to provide. And women always make mention of, hey, I have a baby daddy. He ain't really contributing like I need to. And even sometimes the child support ain't enough and this and that. So now to say, okay, well, I'm able to be giving some money to help ease what I need, my day-to-day life, how's that going to affect a woman's mind state when it comes to now she having some things provided for her where a man ain't able to. And then now a man step into her life. You know what I'm saying? So, back in the day when it came to what you gonna say about it?
No, I'm gonna say that the system really ain't new. It's just being modified. I'm one of the few people who never paid child support for 18 years to the mother. I paid to her mother, which means that we were both teenagers, and they give you more money when men are out of the house, and so. Because we're both minors, they still give more money. Y'all technically can't put a minor on child support. So We're both minors. So went to her mom, and they never changed it. And you pay the mama more money. We're talking 20 years. You're paying the grandmother more money because as long as the grandmother stays single, it's crazy. I'm just saying this system ain't nothing new. It's just now they're modifying it more because. I don't want to get into all the racial.
So basically, you was getting paid more in order not to have a man involved in your life or in the family.
Right. You all can get paid more money. You're gonna get more assistance. Or if the man there, you don't get no assistance. And that's just
what's going on, Clarence Duncan? What's happening, man? All the way from Colorado. I see you, brother. Man, this conversation, I feel like a lot of us men, when it may not come up every now and again, but I think when it affects so many of us when it comes to the fact that, okay, well, you really see like most of women you're going to approach, nowadays, you cross 30, they're going to have a child, right? So if that be the case, then, whatever situation she find herself in, if she in some type of hardship, then a man come into her life is now saying, okay, well, you may be able to provide, but how, to what degree? And if I'm getting a certain amount of income in order for me to not have you a part of my life, then what benefit is having you in my life if it's only going to it's only going to increase my well-being so much. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what now I'm saying to myself, this guy, this is nothing but targeting black families, right? And when we talk about questions like we had about why do black people not value black families, black marriage, things of that nature, right? When we saying why we ain't encouraging it, well, shoot, this is another way where, okay, well, I'm hearing when I had conversations with women, it's like, well, shoot, if it, one woman say, hey, listen, it's a lot of women nowadays that aren't aspiring to be married, right?
Because you lose all your benefits. And let me tell you how bad it is. It's so bad. I'm just trying to send this notification. Mm-hmm. It's so bad that even when you got a dude, I know women. It's true story. I got a brother right now who the chick I got get support and help and child support. Mm-hmm. They really love each other, and she don't want to marry him. She got 2 kids, 2 different dudes. She getting help. Mm-hmm. Marrying you is a loss,
right?
And his money going out the house somewhere else for child support. Mm-hmm. It's just a vicious cycle, man. And we playing the game, man.
And see, but the part that bothered me the most, right? What's happening, JJ? I see you, brother. How you feeling, man? The part that bothered me the most is, I think, the short-sightedness of a lot of women, especially, now there were a few women, I spoke to about 6 or 7. There were a few, like, out of the 7 I spoke to, let's say it was 3 of them, that was like, I don't really support that, right? I think they saw the bigger picture, like, well, I understand that, hey, that money is good, but I'm not going to take that at the sacrifice of this. But when I see 4 out of 7 women saying, well, shoot, like, give me the money, because shoot, I ain't even marriage ain't always on everybody. Like, it's to me, I think it's an indoctrinated mindset a lot of our women have, that it's like, well, shoot, I don't really care to be married, so I'll just take that to ease that pain. But I think deep down, they really do want that relationship or whatever the case may be. But now it's like, well, if it doesn't happen, this will suffice, right? Like, hey, the money, I'm like Jay said, hey, this money will do, right? And that's where I think.
But you got 2. What you're saying is it is sufficing, but the biggest problem is this. This has been the story of America and blacks. We got to be honest. So a lot of people do this. I don't like the narrative that a lot of people teach. They teach this narrative that, hey, oh man, they just deboed us and brought us over to America. Mm-hmm. It's not a true narrative. That almost implies Clarence got a family, I got a family. 2 white dudes come, 10 white dudes come, and just say, y'all better get in this shit for us. It was not like that. We would have died for it.
It was us that was catching them.
Well, before that, I'm saying the reality of it is, it's always been manipulation. It's always been, hey, let me sell you a dream. Mm-hmm. I ain't got to fight you. I ain't got to, I can't fight you. I want you because you're strong. You're bigger, more talented, all that stuff. Right. So it was more, you come over here, we give you more money, you take care of your family, That's the same way we always done. So this implication that we was all forced on the ship was a lie. It was all manipulative of promising us better and greater promise. That's what we do for the NBA with the sports and rappers. We do the same thing. Well, not we, but it's the same culture. So we get on the boat, and then all of a sudden the game changes. You get to the job and the game changes. Right. So it's always been that way. So on one hand, the American dream is, hey, let's support black love, and we want love in the American way. You can get yourself a better life, but it's gonna be stipulations. Mm. So for us, it was this. So now all of a sudden, let's say it's 10 black families on the boat. yours, mine, blah, blah, blah. They throw 2 boxes of pizzas in there. Now we friends. But I know my kid, they gonna eat something. Right? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, which means this: you put me in a situation where I can't turn down the food. So I'm like, it ain't that we beefing. Are you beefing with all these other 10 families? But me and you probably gonna come up with something.
Right.
This is how this gonna go.
Right.
Now, what I'm saying is, you put me in a situation where I can't turn down the food. Like, what are my choices? We ate this week. So you put a black woman in a predicament where she got to turn down money. She can't. You put her in a situation where she almost got to switch out on the dream and love because this right now money.
Right.
No way she's not going to not take that money.
And to me, so I got a problem.
I'm saying it's a big problem. I'm just saying, why is it so enticing? So right now, the only way it stops, so I tell everybody is, guess what? All the black women say, for nothing.
See,
it ain't happening.
But that's the problem. Everybody that thought of everybody has a price. That thought, like you said, and I'm not gonna say I can't find no space in my mind to understand where you're coming from. And what you're saying is what a lot of black women would say. Hey, I can't turn down this money if it's gonna help my children or help me feed my family, right? If I don't have a man in my life, this is what going you see it like Clarence, that don't make sense. I understand it. Right now, my beef is that okay, well, that's fine. But again, what we say we want as a people, if we coming on here and we talking down on people that speak negatively against black people, that speak negatively against black men or black women, whatever the case is, but then we do things like this that further, like it's almost like you said, you selling out on the dream.
Yeah, but you put people. It's like what they say to LeBron right now. I hate it. They do it to LeBron and Floyd. They say, guess what? Man, if y'all stop, like Florida, you stop promoting fights. LeBron, just stop playing basketball. Just stop all this black on black. Like, make a stand. You know, like they making money off you. They betting money off you. They're telling LeBron, our black people, they did the football. They just say, hey, all y'all just stop playing for 2 weeks. I bet you these police is tightened up. What the problem of it is, you asking me to cut back on something I really want. It's the way I'm living, my money. Like, you asking me to do it. And I'm saying, man, to ask a black woman. Because even with a guy is tough. That's like right now, guess what? You love your wife love you. Y'all got a great family. This wouldn't apply for y'all. Right. But somebody said, hey, man, Claire, I think it's the way, man, we can give y'all about 800 to about 1,000 a month, about 800 a month. You know, so all you got to do is just, like, whatever all that is you got to do, you open to that.
But okay, so
you open. You can't. You even tell me I ain't gonna listen.
I hear you, but here's the thing, right? Like I said, to me, when I'm looking at it, I'm saying, all right, if women in their mind, and some have said this, the women I've spoken to say, okay, well, yeah, you know, black people, we always been targeted. You know what I'm saying? Like black women, black men, like we always a target. We gonna if it ain't this, it's gonna be something else, right? So my thing is, if you already see, it would be different if you didn't know. It would be different. Like to me,
if right now. If a check come in your wife's name for $850 and she better just wrote me a check for $850. You like, that's that. No, that check is trying to divide us.
Okay, hold on.
Y'all hear that?
Hold on. JJ said, let me see what
JJ said my daughter was a teen parent. I had to sign up for DNA test, but my daughter has always gotten the money for her son, not myself. Wow. She's a teen parent. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's part of the cycle. What I'm saying though is, you put a woman in a predicament where she got to turn down the money, and I'm telling you, a wife, as much as I know Clarence's wife love him.
So I'm saying
she gonna cash it.
All right. How many weeks though we have conversation? It ain't about just we trying to be right over women, or we trying to say men got to be strong. No, it's at the end of the day, we trying to say, okay, these conversations we have, and at least you have it to whatever. If that mean pouring out your heart to be able to heal, and now you can get back to saying I can trust again, believe again, fine, right? So yeah, we are men speaking on behalf of men, but the goal is for us as a community, as a culture, to find some type of way, right? So now I'm saying to myself, when I'm seeing this happen, and women know, of course, this is Janny just targeted, but hey, right? I can feel you what you giving the reasoning, but I'm yet like saying to myself,
it's wrong, dead wrong.
Are we cool with that?
No,
at some point, are you saying, well, I mean, I understand, shoot, because this ain't gonna do nothing but push black women from black men and black women.
No question. So what? I totally agree with you. I totally agree with Clarence. I totally agree, but I just think behind the people I know in general that's hurting with both. Mm-hmm. Like, man, we're already behind the 8 ball. We're already gonna get prejudged by this your application because thank God somebody got a clean name like Clarence or Brent. But man, your name Quavon, like this girl that I just seen. Her name was America, like Erica with Emmy on the front, right? Mm-hmm. Like, because we're so unique in our styles and our names, you already get prejudged with just so much other stuff. And the fact that, hey, you know, when I had dreads, I cut them off. But I remember when my pastors, people saying, hey, man, you know, when they think of a guy robbing a car, they think of a guy that looked like you. And I had Golden, like, when they think of a guy shooting somebody, they think of you. Like, when you get so much of that, you already fight so much. And so then you walk into a room, a situation where they're saying, hey, we know you guys are going to be the biggest risk takers, meaning crime, men, blah, blah. So it's really a target. It's not really a target to the black women. It's, to be honest, it's a target to the black family as a whole, which is back to the black man.
Right.
So for every statistic that we already fit, we go to jail, we're not in the house, it's saying stay like that and we'll pay you for it. Because we get what? We get benefits from it. And I'm just saying, overall, I totally agree with you.
So I do believe that we are. It sounds like they're saying, okay, black women, is $850 enough for you to give up on a black man? Is that the cost? Is that the price? Because if I can pay you this $850 and I can say, hey, listen, based upon, you know, the stipulations and rules I put in place, I mean, a lot of times, like you said, you don't get told of the fine print after you took the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not going to let you, once you owe me and you didn't read the contract, well, it shows it. That's when you start to see those things happen, and then now you stuck, right? So that's why I'm saying to myself, well, is that the price women willing to pay to give up on a black man if they know they're being targeted, if they know this affects the black family, and again, go back to the black man not being in the house and all of these things. Hey, listen, we'll start with the black women first, right? Why is it that any other minority race is being given this type of incentive, right? Man, I mean, it's others that's doing bad too. Like we got some Mexicans that ain't shaking. You know that we got some Indians, like some Jamaicans, and we could go down the line. But the history behind our culture is what's going on, Val? For the history behind our culture is that most black people, because we all grew up and lived behind the 8 ball, we go all the way back to, you know, our transition here is, man, we're gonna do it for the dollar. I mean, I hate even bringing Colin Kaepernick. I watched a little thing on Netflix, but man, from day one, man, we're doing it for the dollar. Like we'll move, like we can have our family, I love them, everybody here. They say, hey, come move over here to our school and make this money. And like, do it, then we spit you out. And they tell you got a chance to make money. Like, and your legs, your knees might be broke forever, but see, but my thing is, if I'm not gonna be all right with it at the end, then I'm gonna not be all right with it in the beginning. Yeah, but I'm saying I totally agree with you. So I totally agree in class. But you can't, you know what I'm saying? I feel like at the same time you might agree with me, but it's almost still like giving a little. No, I'm saying somewhere in there, like it's still kind of. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, other racist women respect their men. It's deep, fellas. We have some healing to do. Thank you. So that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it like it's not that I don't understand totally, and I'm all for it. But I already know it ain't enough of us gonna say yes because we hurting and we said $1. We can take it to EBT. Man, you make too much money. Guess what happens? You ain't gonna get it. So people lie. They'll say, man, I ain't making it with $20. Well, when those statistics go back, it always shows against us we hurting and we dragging. Man, everybody black ain't hurting that bad, but we'll do anything to get more money. Right. And so we'll switch out on each other for more money. When we look at statistics, they say that, hey, it's not blacks that are needing the assistance from the government the most. It's Caucasian Americans. Because there's more of them anyway. Okay. Yeah. But at the same time, why, if that be the case, they don't say, hey, you know, middle class white America that may be suffering, here you go. Why is it among all of this? Like I said, now, I just mentioned minorities, but if we know Caucasians outnumber any other race in needs for government assistance, why are they targeting them? Yeah. Why target black women or the black family, like you said, as a whole? Because everybody affected by it. Right. I think two problems is one of the reasons why we've never really walked away from things that happened in our past. We're the culture that says apologize for what you did to our black men
slavery, wars, We still ask for reparations. So it's a win-win for anybody white, because guess what? Nobody black is gonna say, it's not enough of the black culture that's gonna say, hey, you doing this not out of reparations. Call it what it is. You trying to do this to further start a problem where you can look one day and say, guess what? Look at them. They never want to do anything. She's sitting at home. She don't want to work anymore. The black woman doesn't do this. She's stuck trying to, you're trying to separate the black family, but you're picking, this is what I'm saying, back to the little analogy I said about from back in slavery days. You're picking on someone in the area that they're never going to say no in. It's different. I would it's a reason why they'll give a black family, a black mom, black man, a car loan or a house loan for $200,000. Won't give you $40,000 for a business loan. Because if you get a business loan, it's going to empower you to make your own money.
Right.
But this ain't new. It's saying, hey, we're going to keep feeding the stuff that y'all like. What are we number one known for? Sports and entertainment is what we've been known for. We're going to sing, rap, beats, basketball, football. So
reality.
So they push even those guys. They don't, it's just, I'm just saying that it's like, it's like whatever. It's to take that man's presence out. But I'm just saying what Clarence is saying, I totally agree with. He said, hey, man, if you see this ahead of time, don't take the money, don't take the bait. I'm saying, man, there ain't enough people like you.
Right.
It's not saying, it's somebody saying, bro, they giving me money.
Right. Well, this is, I guess, the area I'm feeling right now.
And ladies, watch this. I hear the ladies saying, ladies saying, listen, dude, I love you, but I ain't finna mess up my money.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so
they give me more money to say you ain't here.
Right.
My taxes, not you. We come up.
Right. So now, like you said, the come up, right? Let me go back to Clarence. He said, the other races, women respect their right. You said that earlier. Yeah, right? So then Troy said, but a man,
as far as income and presence is more than what those benefits are.
True. JJ say what? They are
they're getting more than blacks. They are getting more than blacks because it takes the finger off of them. White women sit at home, and then black sit home more than black women. Right.
So now that's what I'm saying. When I go back to the point, okay, if we know there's more, of course, there's more whites than any other race in this country. Therefore, there's more whites in need than any other race in this country. Fine. So I'm just using that to say, if that's the case, give them some bread if they need it. But yeah, you're. It seems like you're overstepping them just to come and say, "Hey, black woman, here I got." And to me, I think that's an incentive that also black women know. And if it didn't come to the women saying, "Hey, I kind of know what's happening here," then I wouldn't have no issue with it. It was like, well, shoot, I just, they just said, "Hey, just so happen to got some money," right? But now, when you had this conversation with women, and they like, well, shoot, if it comes to the man or the money. That's why that's why now I gotta have this conversation to say, okay, well, do women want the government funded or they want family? Yeah. Now, which one is more the dream though? When you say, hey, a woman has to give up on her dream in order to keep this income coming in, I'm saying which more is the dream though? Is it the dream that you're gonna be taken care of by the government and this assistance is gonna be long term and it's always gonna be here for you, or is it the dream of having an actual family? Because to me, that's where it's like I'm having an issue with. Call me 2%, I'm gonna be that tonight. But yet that's why I said if I'm not okay with it at the end, even now in the beginning, I'm gonna say, hey man, hold up, let me put this red flag up. Everybody do the video. Yeah, I feel like it's a red flag because the women know this.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not gonna change. I don't see nobody. I see a very small percentage of black women, even if she got a dude, that ain't gonna understand. Listen, bro. We got a good little situation right here. We love each other, all that good stuff. Us saying we're married takes X amount of dollars out of our house. And if it ain't substantial enough, I'm telling you, people going to be like, it's all good. It's all good. But I wouldn't do the same thing to my own wife.
But I'm saying, but hold on. Now, first of all, if you married, of course, she's not getting the money. So we got to think she's, if you in the house and you are in a relationship, y'all moving towards something committed, that's already disqualified.
But you're gonna lie.
But okay, but fine. But here's the thing: when you add it all up, I added up $850 times 12 months. That ain't nothing but $10,000. Okay. Now, if you had another man inside your household, most likely he gonna make more annually than $10,000. Okay, like on the medium right now is like 40 for an average black man. So when we think about it, you getting 30,000 more just to have a man's income as opposed to the $10,000 that you get from this. And what are you really winning?
Yeah, what I'm saying is that opposite. I'm saying what you said is absolutely true. I'm saying that the narrative
I'm like, it's only $10,000. Yeah, like, come on, man.
Yeah, but the narrative that you're pushing is people just saying, hey, all I gotta do is lie on paper. I can keep rotating Negroes.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But it's taken away from the covenant of me, man. Because you get married, you can't change that. Now your social security number no damn job.
Yeah.
So
here go the thing. It's gonna take an act of God, meaning that proposal for that to change. And over 10 grand is what I'm saying. So 10 grand is making you now look at me different and saying, I don't know, it might be a loss for us to get. I mean, are you marrying me? It's like, well, dang, I got to just for what if, you have most people saying, hey, we want to live together first. Now, of course, I know that go against, but at the same time, there are a lot of people that say, hey, I don't want to just get into a marriage and I ain't even live with you one day of my life. Can we move? Can we see how we coexist? And even that is like, well, nah, over 10 grand annually.
Yeah, but I look at it more. I look at it like this. Hey, if I don't marry you, we stay together.
Right.
Then I can keep it going. Mm-hmm. I just don't ever, I don't have to admit.
JJ say rather had a man.
Yeah. But I'm saying some people want the man. They don't want the husband. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's a whole lot of women. It ain't so much that men just ain't asking women to marry. It's women now collectively saying, hey, you know what? It do work out better in our favor for us just kick it, stay together. We never got to get married because you make your money. You know what I mean? I can keep this money going. We never got to do it. This is true story. I was married already at 10. She was just like, man, I guess I got to let them know I'm married now, huh? Mm-hmm. That's what you mean. Because we decided to stay out until I was a felon. So I was working on trying to get his other house. And I remember like it was 90 days. So it was like, man, I ain't trying to pay. Like I get a discount. Like, I don't want to pay this.
Right. I understand now. We float on the same system. Yeah, now you ain't not too far now.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, it's the principle of what are we saying? Like, what are we now signing up for by making this statement that hey, our marriage don't matter?
Right. And that's why I'm like, listen, we talk about the devil is a master deceiver. Right, and this to me is deception. It's evil in a way. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you're deceiving us to believe.
You see that it's gonna mess up the children coming up saying, "Man, it's always okay to dilute what we say you want. The American dream is to fall in love with somebody and live together." Yeah. She said, "Do we always be talking about another demographic women who wants to stay on the sisters unless they are in school? Ask her to marry." Yeah, but I'm saying, man, listen, these people want money, man.
What you say, dudes, y'all must be taking another.
Yeah. Marriage might come. Marriage might come with back child support that might take my tax. Right. Thank you, Troy. Somebody tell the truth. This is really how this goes.
Right.
Man, I know a couple right now that was ready to get married, and last Christmas they remind me of it this year because they lost each other because she was just saying, man, how come every Christmas I got one child, you got 5, right? And they had a child together.
Okay.
And so she's saying, man, we can't even put money in the bank account. So I guess they put money in the joint bank account, and he had child support.
Yeah.
He snatched it. So she was saying, and so dude saying, man, you might as well get that child. Imagine the guy saying, hey, since my money got to go out, you got to get that money. Like literally negotiating, saying,
how this gonna work? Yeah,
because we're gonna lose. We got different things, and it's like it's all attacking more. And what it does is just feed more all the other statistics. But black men not in the home. He in jail.
But I'm all right.
Single women.
I'm all right with coming together and saying, okay, well, this is how we gonna beat the system that's working against us, right? So again, no different than you might figure out ways to finesse and whatever. It's the same thing in my household. Listen, we ain't no different. You know what I'm talking
about?
But
I'm saying, what you just said, that's wrong.
Okay, that's wrong, but that's what we still meet and my wife connecting in our wrongdoing. All right, we connecting in wrongdoing.
But what is that saying for everyone?
I don't know. I don't, keep it 1,000, which I really don't. I haven't looked. Yeah. I haven't seen that far into the future or whatever.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, when it does come between an agreement, when it come between,
this is double standard, guys.
when it come between an agreement between the said man and woman, that's to me the problem. If, like I said, y'all go to you and Tina say, okay, boom, 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 and we might have to lie on paper, okay? Y'all connected in that. But if that paper comes between you and her, then it's a problem.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what if it goes against the principle of don't ever marry the guy? So we're back to the family or the funding.
All right.
Like, if you get married, you're going to lose some funding. So is it okay to be? That's
why I waited out. I said, listen, it's 10 grand. right? So I'm saying it sounds sexy on paper when you say 850 a month. That's good money. Good money. That's some good bread right there, right? But now when you put it all, when you add it all up, okay, what does it mean? What does it equate to? Because a lot of times we, like you say, we read the headline. We're not reading the fine print. The fine print. When I put it in my little Samsung calculator, I see 10 grand, $10,200. I'm like, okay, well that really. Ain't really no paper right there. Yeah. But it do sound like it's some big bread on the head.
And I guess my beef, all of it is like I'm trying to. My ultimate point is, I totally agree with Clarence. I think we ought to be fighting for the family instead of funding. But when you're talking about a state like Georgia, look at the black people in Georgia and ask yourself, are they really going to be like, no funding, more family, no funding? They're going to be like, no, man.
Listen.
Give me.
Mention now, when this is supposed to start, I think
22, something like that.
2022, but it's called the In Her Hands program, right? So
In Her Hands program.
It's supposed to start in Atlanta. So when you think, as you just said, when we think about Georgia, when we think about Atlanta,
the Black Hollywood,
man. Right? But I would assume that black women would be least in need of minority demographics in Atlanta. When we think about Atlanta and see how many entrepreneur women and women of business that taking over women,
that's a lot.
I understand, but then when we look at the numbers, yeah, they are. There are a lot of broke white women, a lot of broke X amount, this and that. I'm saying though, overall, okay, when we look at Atlanta from the outside looking in, it don't seem like black women be the most suffering in Atlanta when Atlanta is a hub for us. It's almost like Chocolate City for when it used to be DC. Like it's a new DC down there. So to me, I'm saying of all places, really, Atlanta, and then you're gonna try to say, hey man, it's black, they hurt, man. They need it. So we just gonna give y'all this little bread, no strings attached right now, just a little steady, see how things go and how y'all affected by this little surplus, this little stimulus. And so that's why I'm saying, okay, black men are saying, hey, you know why they doing that? They're not doing that to anybody else. They're not saying, hey, Haitian men, Haitian women, because again, you have people come up from Haiti. I'm just trying to figure out where is it that says, okay, well, we're doing this and it's really, it's justified. And like I said, I hear you. They're gonna get it, but what they gonna sacrifice because of it? What's gonna be?
I don't think they're gonna sacrifice. I don't think nothing gonna change. I think the principle of people trying to degrade us as a people and trying to destroy the black family, because obviously if we come together, I think there's a lot of strength in things that we are and what we can do. But I just think that when it comes down to it, man, it just pushes blacks more away from the dream. If you're gonna pay me not to commit, you pay me not to commit to a guy. Like it's no different than child support. Hey, you got to put the boy on child support. You're gonna do this here. You can't get no assistance from us until you did like what I mean. And
but here's the bigger thing to me though. I don't see this conversation had where you have white women saying in mass that hey, we're not really even thinking about marriage like we used to. Like we're not aspiring to be married. Like the statistics show 1 out of 4 black women will get married. So that's only 25% with the number. And so with the numbers being so low, I think it's easy for a woman to put in her mind, okay, well, let me think of another alternative or something that could ease this mental pain or whatever. But you don't hear even Mexican and Spanish women saying, hey, we're not aspiring to be married. Right. We're not hearing white women in mass that's saying that. So that's where it's like, okay, well, like you said, yeah, they targeting something, an area of hurt. But when we think about the current state mentally that you hear from women, it's almost like, shoot, that ain't my dream no way anyway. And now this comes in to further put the nail in the coffin. Yeah. So that to me, I'm like, man, listen, somebody got to say something. I'm a man, and I know as men, we looking at it like, shoot, I know some brothers out there that's looking at women nowadays like, well, what else? Now this is another thing that's gonna come between us. Because like I said, hey, if me and my wife decide, hey, we're gonna finesse on paper, that's fine. We connected in this mischief. Well, you can laugh all you want. But it happens, right? We gotta do what we gotta do as a family. But I'd rather it be like that.
I thought I agreed with Clarence, y'all, until Clarence let me know. Clarence was talking like, no, the principle is if I see how this is gonna be, what this entails ahead of time, I'm gonna stop before I get going.
All right, that's what I said. Right?
So I totally disagree. I'm saying, hey, if what we stand on is finna come against the future of not just us and our children, what Clarence originally saying is, I thought was, hey, us as a people, let's come against this early, not finagle the system, because we finagle the system. And I'm telling you, I did. I was there saying, man, I did the same thing. And it wasn't even $800. It was like the money was going to pay for the house. I think Tina at the time was paying about $850, $900. It was going to go up to about $1,400.
Okay.
So it was about $500. So it was losing by her saying you're married now. Now, in my mind, I totally got a free $500. I understood it, but I was like, I want a responsibility to being provided. Like, no, man, I don't think come up with it.
Right.
You know why? Because I never want. Because even to me, I was implying to her, I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't come up with $5, and I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just
trying to see where you jump ship.
My principal was saying, hey, man, I want to start the revolution of the provider got to be the guy again. That's the principle to me. Mm-hmm. So if I buy into this government funding saying, hey, y'all finesse, y'all gonna stay together though, I think what I'm okaying is people don't get married, but y'all just stay good. Mm-hmm. I'm saying let's get to the, like, if the family, when I say funding of family, I'm thinking family meaning marriage, commitment, your children see it that way. So I'm saying what I think is in Georgia in general, too many people gonna say yes, because they're gonna be like, should we do that? Like, we ain't never gotta get married. If you gonna keep that money, like I think it's too, you asking me to do something that I can't refuse. You saying, you really don't want to commit anyway, then they ain't really asking me to marry me. Mm-hmm. So let's agree to it. I think it's just gonna be, I don't know who gonna say no. Cause like you said, statistically, only 1 out of 4 are getting married. Now that one can go down to 0.5 because it's saying, shit, you gonna pay me to say? Like, I already risky. I already don't know if I can trust him in this. And y'all using this target example or this trial run with us, we gonna take it. And I just feel like I agree with you. I think a whole lot of people ought to put their fists up right now and say, power to the people. But man, we gonna get that money, man. And I'm just saying, I heard JJ say, "Oh man, who in the world want you want to be will get assistance forever?" I'm saying a whole lot of people are gonna think that's it. Either they finagling together. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, if statistically, here's what I think that bothers me. If I see a round table and I see 25, 30, white men and women around the table saying, how do we get them again? And I'm saying yes for the 850. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm a firm believer that, hey, everybody can't be Martin Luther King. I heard the guy one time tell me, bro, you want me to be Martin Luther King? I ain't him, man. Right? It's like, him and his wife was like, man, Martin Luther King, they killed him. And you want me to make a stand and die. And my only principle about this is when you're fighting for the family or the funding, you're asking some people to take a hit that they ain't like, for what? Like, you're asking people to stand up for the family. And on what principle? What I get paid for that?
I don't know. So I might have lost you in this. So I understand what you're saying is, hey, if you lost me and say, hey, when I said, hey, we'll finesse together, you're like, all right, cool. I can't stand with you, bro. Okay, fine.
But I'm just saying, ain't enough people gonna do it. What I'm saying, I'm joking. I'm saying, hey, fight for it. Don't do that. I'm saying, ain't everybody gonna.
No. I'm saying that, okay, well, if it comes in between a woman's where she would normally make that commitment now is contingent upon the loss of this check, that's where I have a problem with. Now, I'm saying, if they, like I said, to me, I'm like, if they are together and they say, well, I don't want to get married because this money we can still keep coming and we stay together, yeah, that's fine until it's like, well, dog, if you can't be in the house, how much of raising your son can you have from the outside? If you already gonna have another rent somewhere else just to get this 850, like it don't make sense to me. And I think at the end of the day, that shouldn't be a thought to say, well, I mean,
you should say that shouldn't be a deciding factor.
Exactly.
So this is where I got off, because I don't know. To me, once you get married, that money's gonna stop.
Facts.
So if y'all together, y'all finagling together, y'all stand together, y'all never want to get married. To me, you lost something, because we can coexist. We can stay together. You keep the check.
How we stay together, and I can't even keep my clothes over here, or I can't even, Like my toothbrush got to be at my other little place. I got a little studio just to hold the stuff. I got a storage unit. Like, that's too much. Like, at some point, you're gonna say, hey, listen, even just for me to be here twice a week, I'm gonna need something. I need my work clothes over here, something, right? And all of these things, because again, like when we think of the example of welfare and all those risky, like, hey, they coming in to check and they found something. That type of stuff is almost like your PO coming by. Like, For real. So those type of things make it hard for you to even have that scenario play out long term. If a man and woman, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, you're getting this money, but at some point, it's going to say, okay, well, I'm gonna have to eliminate you because you're making it too risky on this bread.
Yeah, I'm just saying it happened all over the world. I know couples right now they can't have their accounts together. They can't do this because Negro behind on child support. Like, but the point to me is, even if y'all got it shouldn't be a business decision. That's my problem with the government.
Now, when love is a business, marriage is a business.
Yeah, like y'all making a business decision to never do what you dreamed of, which is to be married, to be a wife. Keep that afloat. We stay in business together. And if not you, dude, I'll find another dude. Mm-hmm. Like,
that's with the agreement, right? Yeah. And that's why my question was: do women want government funding or the family? The women are the ones, and so let me go on my rant for a second because I went on it last week. I think it might have been a week before when I said, "Hey, listen, everything starts with women, Black women especially." This is another example of that. And when it comes to the style, the hair, the walk, the hips, the lips, you name it, it all started with Black women. Everybody trying to emulate a Black woman. They weren't puffing up their lips to try to be like Indian women. No, it's Blacks. So now when it comes to
their skin.
So now, yeah, exactly. So now when it comes to this type of initiative to say, hey, Black women, you know what? We're going to shoot you some bread and see how y'all handle this, how y'all deal with this little extra income that's going to come. But yet remember now, this other factor too. So that's why I'm like, listen, ladies, women, if y'all know this is, if you can have the clear enough mindset and sight to see this coming, and yet you still go for the okie doke, like, come on, like what, like, that, yes, I understand it help. Yeah, man, that's that bread and class, man. You know what you talk about, but man, listen, I see it, and that's why I'm like, well, we walk ourselves over a cliff and then be like, well, it wasn't our fault.
Yeah. What happens is, I don't know if we look at it how it affects the overall culture. It just shows. So now when that young Black girl now who's in middle school gets ready to apply for high school, get out of high school. She's in high school. She get out of high school, try applying for a job or college. The rep that, hey, you're one of those women that can't commit and have a covenant relationship with a man, or you're lacking, or you're less than, or you're in need of money. To me, it's like I grew up old school. And my mom used to say, hey, you go to people's house, you don't go over there hungry. Mm-hmm. Like, the principle was, don't represent me like you over there and like I ain't fed you. So I respected that because it would have hurt the family too bad to come over there. Every time over there, I'm hungry, we ain't eating over there, we go over there. Like, you know, so to do something that could hurt our culture even more for the up and coming girl who wants more, who doesn't want that, it's just like, man, you know.
Because the thing is, that we're the only culture that don't have no real structure or no rules of operation, no standard operating procedures.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to, there's, like you said, where it's so many of the majority of women that say, hey, listen, well, if it be, you know, losing this to gain this, well, hey, I understand what come with it, and shoot, I'm just go for mine, right? Yeah. And that's because in our community, in our culture, ain't no real rules. Right. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things, like, I don't know what I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna venture to say that if you are an Asian woman or an Asian man, it's certain things that you can't turn your back against the culture again.
Or you turn your back on them altogether. Right. You're an Asian woman right now, and you go date a guy that your father does not approve of. Like if you're a man right now, you're an Asian man. Let me talk another way. You're an Asian man right now, and they found out that you don't support your child. You can't even come back to the city.
You see what I'm saying? It's
unheard of.
Off rip.
Unheard of. You're not a man.
This is what it is when it comes to our people.
Yeah. And you're a girl, you get married, you ain't talk to your dad. Like, it's unheard of. You don't do that.
Right. So
unless you finna stay gone, right. You're no more part of the family. If you're a Jew, they really mean you do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's different cultures that say, hey, listen, among our people, this is our rule. Like, listen, we don't even claim you, dog. You know what I'm saying?
But I went back. So, and ladies, a lot of y'all look at any other old videos, I'm always gonna ask the same question. You're never gonna get a bunch of Black women to agree on one thing. So this could be fixed a little bit. And I'm not trying to go back to the old video, but the provider is still looked at for the Black man. Mm-hmm. But for the Black woman, there's still no agreement on, hey, y'all, we should do this. Or we shouldn't ever do this to a man.
Right.
Or we shouldn't, like, the fact that right now, the fact that me and Clarence even saying, hey, man, should go for it, you know what I'm saying? If it worked for us, you know, like, What if the standard was it's never gonna work?
Right.
You get married, you got to do it.
Right. And that's why I said when it all started with a black woman, if women could say,
start with a black woman,
right. But when we can't even have black women agree that, hey, listen, we're not going to take the chump change just because, like I say, when it's 10,200 in a year, that's it. Having a man, even he gonna at least bring three times that much, even if he was working at a wage job. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna make more than 10,000. He gonna at least make 20,000 working at Burger King, McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So to say, okay, well, that don't matter because it is, and it start with you. So again, where I talked about change starts with a black woman. It ain't because we as men can't. It's just to say, hey, this is where we know is the origin of all of this stuff. When it comes to a trend or anything.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, it's already happening bad. It's already, man, they saying, hey, don't forget what's called them coming in the morning. So, get your stuff, so you can just put it in the car, put it in the trunk, put everything in the trunk. It's going to be over here in the morning. Or I can go right down to Charleston place. You can't go with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You stay in the car. So.
Like it's all saying you got to be missing. Then when the argument comes and the fight comes, it's easy to be like, man, come on. I ain't nothing anyway. I'm not present. I'm not a presence. I'm not a factor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a coin flip. I'm in rotation. I could be moved. I could be changed. I can be, and so I don't like it, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now. If I had to play devil's advocate for a second, Georgia's a great place to start. That's a whole lot of people, and if they bring it to Florida, we're gonna say yes next.
Right.
It's just
and that's why I'm like, listen, where are the rules? Where are the standards? I
mean, this is a controversial subject. It's conversations like this that we need to have more of. Obviously, it's not popular because I believe black women was the first woman to say I could do bad all by myself. Mm-hmm. Even Val commented like, "Hey man, anybody getting married to lose? Like I don't want to lose out on nothing."
Right, because it's a business.
Right, but to me, it's like, man, ultimately the culture, you're gonna lose out on love, what it really is intended for it to be, and it does flow down to our children's children. And the statistics now, they just said this over the last. Now remember this in 2020, we have more couples coming together, more domestic violence fighting, but man, 2020 and 2021 were the least amount of marriages in the history of America. Like everybody should get married. So now they're wondering, because usually the most popular day everybody get married is on Christmas and Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So they're trying to see if we're going to make up for it. But this last Valentine's Day and the last Christmas, so all statistics have went down for marriages in general. And obviously, that's in general. Black people were even lower than that. And it's like, man, the time where they'll tell us to stay home, you thought we'd be getting us closer. It's changing, it's changing our culture altogether. And these things are other little things that do what? Keep them in the car.
Pastor, I'm saying to myself, okay, well, listen, we're the ones culturally saying marriage is a business, even that statement alone. Yeah. Like, okay, I understand you don't want to get married and lose, but the mindset behind that and the foundation is
marriage is love.
But think about this though. Yeah. When we saying, okay, well, the Spanish woman who could be a nurse and her husband could just be a guy that works a janitor at a school or something like that, right? He may make less than her, but yet for them, it's about love. It's about, hey, it's a 2-parent household. It's a family.
And they don't say it's a business.
Right. So her making, she's not looking down on him. It's not comparing. It's not hierarchy within the household where it's a battle for struggle for power. It's still like, hey, he's the man. That's your father, right? She may make more money than him, all of that. But with us, there's so many other factors that quantify, make you, value depending on what you're doing above the woman. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I think all of these things and this is, like I said, another nail in the coffin that show how weak our family is, and we don't care. We like, man, we're gonna, man, whatever. It's no desire to make it better, make it right when I'm seeing other people that under the same circumstances where it seems it don't matter. He ain't got to be 6 figures for him to be looked at as a king in his house. But here, I ain't gonna give this little thing.
I think if more black couples, more black people who desire for love, looked at us like what some people do, like a guinea pig. If you ever saw a guinea pig or how they do rats, like we'll test them with anything. Mm-hmm. Like, because if you put it in that cage, they like if you really looked at it, like, man, people really see a actual black human, man or woman, like that. Like it took me for I was locked up. Everybody got all the century locked up because you got a lot of time to think about it. And a guy showed us this showed us this cage and his little mice in there. And the guy said, man, no matter what you put in there, no matter what you put in there. So he's saying, man, you can always drop the dope off. We're gonna do something with it. We're never gonna say this is a setup. Like, no, you're not gonna do this. You're not gonna keep doing it to me and my culture, my son. Like all it takes is for us to say this is a no across the board as black men. And I'll never get it, guys. Like, man, somebody gonna say how much you can make? Nah, man. True story. You know, I want to talk about I got a young man right now who just got banned. I said that. So we talked about how much money he was making, and he made about $40,000 in a year. Mm-hmm. And his mind with getting the cocaine, doing this and cutting it up, doing this, then you got to bag it up, then you got to go back. Once you get everything bagged up, now I got to go to work. I got to drop off. I got to do this. I got to make me run. I got to make Then I got to make some money. I can't spend all my money. I got to keep some money up and save it so I can re-up. So his whole process made about $40,000. And the way it came, it seemed like it was hot. Mm-hmm. Man, dry week this week. So he had about 10 to 15 weeks was just dry hit nothing. But the other weeks, man, he hit for 1,000, hit for 1,100. But you think about maybe you'll dry 10, 15 weeks, right? That means only 52 in a year. Right. You only hit about 39 of them. Mm-hmm. So you made $1,000 39 weeks, you made $39,000. Yeah, that's no money. Right. Not to live off. Right. So, but at the end of the day, you don't think about it. You look at it like it's opportunity. And I'm saying we don't like. They put corner stores and liquor stores. They never put. I live in White Mama. Ain't none. Mm-hmm. If it ain't a 7-Eleven, we ain't putting it up.
Right. It got to be official.
Like, and so it's like you're not gonna be able to buy a T-shirt in no store there. Mm-hmm. But we drop them the liquor store, the check cash, and the liquor. Like we drop them right here because like we know you're gonna do it. We know you're gonna pay $6 for the half a gallon of milk. We know you're gonna do it. Mm-hmm. So it's like sometimes we don't even look at. I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day. The disrespect of. They gonna put a glass in front of the window. Now we talking about like the pandemic, but they've been doing it in the hood. Mm-hmm. That's where they start using them. Right. They always like put the hand in because we knew where we're at, but it was like the degrading and the little bit degrading. It's just more degrading. Like, and how we'll fix up this part of the city because it's better houses over there.
Or tourists or whatever.
Yeah, what I'm saying, but we won't do it there. It's just a constantly degrading. And what happens is, well, you know what? We get in the house, and now we're saying, what if we give you some money now that you talk to them? To make them pack up in the middle of the night before we come. Would you do it? Yeah, you'll do it. And I'm saying, and I totally agree because it's wrong. This conversation should be had. Many people won't watch this, but I'm telling you right now, if enough of us come together and say no, man, it'll shock the world. I found out the lady talk about
it'll shock us more than shock the world.
Yeah, they said that Walmart, if black people didn't go to Walmart for 36 hours, 34 hours at that time, 34 hours, then at least 170 Walmarts are closed. For 36, that's how much money we put in Walmart. Us. We live there. I said, I can't believe that. 36 hours. Wow. Not 3 hours. He said 3 hours. Guess what? He says your local one are closed because that's how much money. Like I thought about it. People get the EBT. Like the government know. I mean, I wish I had statistics there, but it was saying how a Jewish dollar lasts. It was like 39 days or something. $1. You know what I'm saying? A white dollar lasts. Not in their own community, in their community, and it was hours last about 9 hours. Like $1 is gone. It's not like we ain't going back to. It ain't gonna stay from us or putting a baby account or allowance or funding or even in a black business. We'll do this. We'll watch a very thing like this right now and go buy a white guy's flower. Mm-hmm. And we just won't think. We think of flower shop. We're not thinking who black sell flowers.
Man, you making a point.
So I'm just saying all those little things keep degrading us because and I don't want to preach, but the Bible says love of money, man. Root all evil, man. You bring evil to the house. Yeah. Y'all never gonna get married. You tell the guy, I want to degrade you for a little bit. We never gonna get married like that. But I mean, we can work this out, baby. And he said, okay. Like, what he gonna do?
It's massive deceiver, man. Deception, man. Yeah. But anyway, man, like I said, I wanted to have this conversation. Pastor, you got anything you want to say? Get up on
no, man. I hate it, man. You just tough subject tonight, man. Y'all, I didn't like it. You know what I mean? I don't like that. I hate that doing this testing in Georgia. I hate that we ain't got a lot of people coming together saying, hey, let's come against it. I don't even know the answer to it. Because once again, like I started the show, that hey, who's really gonna come together and say, let's all say no to this.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop this right now. Somebody, just like Clarence saying, hey man, I don't even know if I can trust him anyway. Like, it get to all of that.
The minutia.
Instead of saying, no, man, I want us to stand on love, we got what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get that job, baby. And I will honor you. Like, we can work through this. We don't need no help. I remember when there was a time people like, I don't want you doing nothing for me.
Right.
That was a black thing. Yeah. Like, I can tie my own shoe. Like,
no handout.
Yeah, black women, like, baby, you don't like, I can do it myself. Like, that was a thing we took pride in. Like, we don't want no handouts.
Yeah. Things have changed, man. Things have changed. But yeah, man, you already know, man. We're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna
always the one. He bringing that. Listen, y'all can tell he's a different man now. Have y'all noticed over the last year or so since young man came in? Clarence bring that he bring that controversy now.
Cause we gotta listen. Somebody gotta do it. Somebody gotta do it heavy.
Might well be me.
Yeah, again, and this way it's gonna be this conversation's gonna be had. Anyway, guys, man, keep continuing to support.
Funding the family.
Yeah, keep continuing to support, man. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. All right, it costs you nothing to click. And again, man, if you enjoy these conversations, man, then you know that you're gonna get them every day content drop on YouTube. So I need y'all support. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And we're gonna be up out of here, man. We ain't gonna hold you. We're going to get on up out of your way and see you again next Tuesday night, man. Continue to show your love and support until we meet again. Stay healthy, stay blessed, and stay safe out there, man, because it's getting hectic nowadays. It's like robberies and different things every day. People get kidnapped. So please stay safe, stay vigilant. And until we meet again, we'll see y'all on the other side, man. Appreciate y'all. It's the Male Translation Podcast, breaking down the difference of what men say and women hear, giving men a voice, giving women insight on relationships, the men's voice when it comes to relationships. We out. Deuces. Enjoy the rest of your night.